Good day, everyone. This is Vanica Chavez, and today we will delve into the critical area of recruitment and selection within the realm of human resource management. As we all know, finding the right people for the job is essential for any organization's success. So, this report will explore the fundamental concepts of recruitment and selection, equipping us with a clear and understanding for the key terms and learning objectives associated with this process. Through this exploration, we will gain insight into attracting high performing employees, adhering to recruitment ethics, and navigating the various stages involved in building strong recruitment and selection process. We'll also analyze how this process connects with other crucial HR activities. Furthermore, the report will delve into different recruitment methods, providing valuable knowledge on how organizations can effectively attract qualified candidates for open positions. By the end of this report, we will be equipped to discuss the importance of effective recruitment and selection in ensuring a success and talented workforce within any organization. Thank you. Next is this slide outlines the learning objectives of understanding recruitment and selection processes and how they connect to the other HR activities. So it also covers attracting high performing employees and understanding recruitment ethics. Like recruitment is it's the process of finding and attracting qualified candidates for a job opening. Selection, it is the process of choosing the best candidate from a pool of applicants. And also the highlight key terms related to recruitment and selection are like hiring and employing. It's bringing new staff from outside the organization. External versus internal recruitment, so finding candidates externally or promoting from within the company. Best practice versus best fit. It's like standardized approaches to recruitment versus like those tailored to a specific situation. And assessment, it's like a tools to measure applicant skills, knowledge, and potential. So this slide also mentioned other important concepts to consider in recruitment and selection, such as opportunity cost, like the cost of choosing one option over another, productive capacity potential. It's like an employee can do what an employee can do now versus what they can learn to do in the future. And competency profiles or frameworks, it's descriptions of the skills and knowledge needed for the job. Figure 4.1, it depicts the interconnected relationship between the recruitment and selection processes involved in finding the right person for the job. So, recruitment focuses on attracting a pool qualified candidates, while selection involves in choosing the most suitable person from the pool. So this slide outlines the following step typically followed on in recruitment and selection. Like identify the needs. This involves understanding the current and future needs of the organization for the specific job opening and a job description and person specification. It's like develop a job description outlining the duties, responsibilities, and qualifications required for the job. And a person specification detail the desired skills, experience, and knowledge for the ideal candidate. And decide how to attract the applicants. It's like involves that determining whether to advertise internally or externally, agency or in-house recruitment, and how to write compelling advert or a job briefing targeting the right candidates. And then next is the screening applications. It's like applications that are assessed based on predetermined screening criteria to shortlist suitable candidates. Selection process, it is shortlisted candidates go through a selection process which may include interview, test or reference check. So the selection methods may include should be based on job requirements and designed to assess the competencies needed for the job. And then the last one is the offer and acceptance. This one, the once the most qualified candidate is identified, a conditional offer of an employment is made, which may be subject to a reference and health check. So upon acceptance, an offer letter outlining the terms and conditions of employment is also provided. So this emphasizes the strategic importance of recruitment and selection. So it's stating that an organization's success hinge on its people. So here's a breakdown of a key points. So right people, it's right results. So it's like effective recruitment practice bring in a high caliber talent, which in turn boost overall organizational performance. And human capital is a key. Its employees are valuable assets that contribute to an organization's competitive advantage. And next is the challenges exist. So it's like attracting top talent and integrating new hires require careful planning and execution. And this also advises that it's better to take the time to find the right person rather than settling for a quick but potentially bad hire. So, according to Jack Welch, former CEO of General Electric, hiring the right people fuels growth and prosperity. So, careful assessment during the recruitment and selection process helps avoid costly mistakes associated with bad hiring decisions. So, in this slide, it highlights the inherent difficulty in making perfect hiring decisions, even with established recruitment process. So, here are the key points. It's like imperfect science. It's like no matter how thorough the recruitment process, there is no guarantee of a perfect hire. Pressure and biases is external factor, and unconscious bias can cloud judgment and lead to poor hiring choices. Objective data and stakeholders. It's using data and involving various stakeholders in the decision making process can help improve the quality of hiring decisions. So, this provides an example of law firms' recruitment mistakes that stemmed from a lack of a formal recruitment strategy. So, here are the details. Its informal hiring practices almost led to the hiring of an unsuitable candidate. So, a more thorough selection process, including presentations and interviews, revealed the candidate's shortcomings. So, this example emphasizes the importance of well defined recruitment strategy to avoid similar pitfalls. And also, we have added some additional points to consider. So it's like developing a strong employer brand. A positive employer brand can attract a larger pool of qualified candidates, making the recruitment process more efficient. And also employer branding strategies. It's like to utilize social media, job boards, and employee testimonials to showcase your company culture and also the values. Why smart recruitment matters. So here are the key points. Quality workforce is equals to success. So hiring the right people builds a strong and talented team, which in turns fuel organization success. Long-term impact, it new hires significantly influence the future potential and growth of the organization. And reduce cost is smart recruitment helps avoid costly mistakes associated with bad hiring decisions. So this can include several packages, retraining, and loss of productivity. Improve employer brand. A well-defined recruitment strategy that focus on positive candidate experience enhances your employer brand. So this attract top talent in the long run. Stronger teams, hiring a high caliber talent fosters a high performing work environment where everyone contributes effectively. So it emphasizes the smart recruitment is not just about filling vacancies quickly, it's about finding the right people who will contribute to organization success for the long term. And according to a study like for by Burson and Associates, companies will strong with strong recruitment practices experience 20% higher or quality of hire and a 10% improvement in new hire retention. So smart recruitment involves careful planning, a well-defined recruitment strategy, and using the right selection methods to assess candidates' suitability for the job. So, in today's competitive job market, attracting qualified candidates require reaching them on the right platforms. So, this slide highlights different advertising channels you can leverage to find the best talent for your job openings. So, online platforms, it utilizes job boards, social media platforms like LinkedIn and your company career website to advertise vacancies and reach a wider audience. And then the traditional media, consider using print media like newspapers or industry publications to target specific demographics, especially to senior level positions. And this also suggests that recruitment agencies, while typically more expensive, recruitment agencies can be a good option for a hard to fill specialized roles or senior level positions requiring more target research. And choosing the right channels depends on several factors, including the nature of the job. It tailors your advertising strategy to specific requirements and targets audience for the job opening. Industry standards. It certain industries may rely more heavily on specific channels for recruitment purposes, and the budgetary constraints. Online advertising may be more cost-effective option compared to traditional media or recruitment agencies. And always remember that an effective recruitment strategy often uses a combination of channels to reach the widest pool of qualified candidates. The impact of economic downturn on recruitment. So this highlights the challenges businesses face in recruitment during economic downturns. So vacancies drop significantly during economic downturns. Companies may freeze hiring or reduce the number of open positions due to a budget constraints and uncertainty about the future. So this slide cites a UK example of a nearly 4% decrease in vacancies reported between February of 2008 and June of 2008. So next is an unemployment rises. As a business cut back, there may be layoffs or hiring a freeze leading to an increase uh, unemployment. So this one shows an example from UK where unemployment rose from 1.6 million to 2.5 million between February of 2008 and February of 2010. So young adults of age 18 to 24 were most affected during this period. Next one is the recruitment industry impacted. So economic downturns can also negatively affect the recruitment industry as there are fewer vacancies to fill. So it mentions a decrease in both temporary and permanent placements. So the challenges in a downturn, um, finding a high caliber talent. So even though there may be more competition for fewer jobs, finding qualified candidates become more difficult as a smaller pool of applicants are actively searching for new positions, balancing cost cutting with hiring needs. So businesses still need to fill crucial positions to maintain operations, but they may have to balance those needs with the pressure to reduce cost. The next one is additional points to consider. So economic downturns can also impact different recruitment situations differently. So, for example, there may still be a need to replace existing vacancies, but less emphasis on hiring for a completely new position or new departments. Next is economic perspective on recruitment and selection. So, this slide explores how economic factors influence recruitment and selection. Um, so, these outlines the two areas to consider: understanding cost and consequences. So it is crucial to understand both the direct financial costs associated with recruitment and selection, such as advertising, agency fees, and staff time, as well as long term financial consequences of hiring decision. Next is the value of employees. So the ability to identify the recruit high performing employees is crucial for an organization's success. Uh, so this slide cites Cook in 1958, who suggests that good employees can add double the economic value to an organization compared to poor hires. It also highlights the following: a long term impact. A hiring decision can have a significant positive or negative long term financial impact on the organization depending on the value added by the selected candidates. And the opportunity cost. There is also an opportunity cost associated with hiring the wrong person. So, this refers to the potential benefit that could have been gained from hiring a different candidate. And also the importance of strategic recruitment. The underlying message of this is the effective recruitment and selection practices are very essential from economic standpoint. So by carefully considering cost, investing in finding high performing candidates, and avoiding bad hires, organization can maximize the returns on their investment in human capital. So here are additional points that I would love to consider for your like there can be a trade off between the cost and time recruit and the quality of the hire. So companies may need to balance these factors depending on the specific needs of the job opening. Using a data and analytics can improve the efficiency and effectiveness of recruitment efforts, leading to better quality hires and stronger returns on investment. Economic perspective on hiring decisions. So it highlights the importance of considering the financial implications of recruitment and selection decisions. It also states that hiring decisions are often made lightly without considering the true costs involved. So here's a breakdown of the key points. Recruitment costs. So this process of attracting and selecting candidates involve expenses such as advertising, agency fees, staff time for interviewing, and background checks. Cost beyond recruitment, there are also additional costs associated with a new hire, such as training, salary, and benefits, and performance and productivity. So the long-term financial impact depends on the employee performance and contribution to the organization. So poor hiring decisions can lead to lost productivity and turnover. So which results in further cost. So there are importance of careful selection. So it emphasizes that a thoughtful and thorough selection process is essential to avoid costly mistakes like quality hires. So positive ROI, hiring qualified performing employees contributes to the organization's success and delivers a positive return on investments or ROI. So avoiding bad hires. So poor hiring decisions can also lead to significant financial losses due to factors such as low productivity, high turnover, and potential recruitment costs. And this again emphasizes that effective recruitment and selection practices are an investment in the organization's human capital. So, by carefully considering the costs involved and focusing on finding a high caliber candidates, organizations can maximize the long term financial benefits of their hiring decisions. So there can be a trade-off between the time and cost spent on recruitment and the quality of hire. So organizations need to balance these factors depending on the specific needs of the job. Uh, Again, using data and analytics can improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the recruitment efforts, leading to better quality hires and a stronger return on investments. So now, calculating recruitment costs, it explores how to determine the financial investment associated with filling a job opening. So this presents two formulas for calculating recruitment cost. In Formula One, fits in 2002. This formula breaks down the cost into various categories, including advertising costs or AC, agency fees or AF, referral bonuses or RB, travel costs or TC, relocation costs or RE, recruiter costs or RC, and the cost processing unsolicited applications or NC, and a 10% buffer to account for unforeseen expenses divided to age. So in Formula 2, in UK model, this formula highlights different cost factors such as a direct administration cost or DA, proportion of general overheads or GO, recruitment expenses or RE, cost of selection or C of S, relocation costs or RC, external agency fees or EAF, training cost TC, and a cost of loss production CLP. It also includes a 10% buffer similar to a Formula One. So it emphasizes that calculating recruitment costs helps HR professionals understand the financial impact of hiring decisions. So this knowledge is essential for like number one, budgeting, more accurate budgeting for recruitment activity, cost control, identifying areas for reduction in the recruitment process, return on investment or ROI, evaluating the long-term financial benefits of hiring a new employee, and there are also importance of considering all costs. So it highlights that all the costs associated with recruitment should be considered, not just the direct expenses, but it also includes the internal staff time spent on the recruitment activities, costs associated with unsuccessful hires, the impact of a vacancy on the productivity. Additional points also to consider is when calculating recruitment costs, it's important factors in the specific needs of the organizations and the job opening. For example, the cost of recruiting for a senior level position may be a higher compared to an entry level role. Now let's explore the two main sources for recruiting talent, the internal and external labor markets. So in internal labor market, it focuses on filling vacancies from within the organization by promoting or transferring existing staff. And the advantages is it promotes employee morale and engagement. It improves also the institutional knowledge and retention, and it can be a cost effective. So the disadvantage is it may limit the pool qualified candidates stifle innovation and fresh perspective, and can also lead to internal politics during the selection process. External labor market, it focuses on seeking candidates from the outside of the organization through advertising, job boards, or recruitment agencies. So the advantages, it provides access to a wider range of talent and skills. It also enhances the diversity and innovations, and also allows the organizations to benefit from external knowledge and experience. And but the disadvantages is it can be more time consuming and expensive than internal recruitment. It may lead to a loss of institutional knowledge and negatively impact employee morale if not managed effectively. So choosing the right source, so the decision of whether to recruit internally or externally depends on several factors, including the specific needs of the job, so skills and experience required for the role, urgency to fill the vacancy, availability of qualified candidates within the organization, budgetary constraints. So it emphasizes that organization can also use a combination of internal and external recruitment strategies to broaden the candidate pool while considering internal talent mobility. So, we also have additional points to consider. Succession planning. Organizations should have a succession plan in place to identify and develop a high potential employees for future openings, making internal recruitment more feasible. Employee development programs. Investing in employee development programs can also equip existing staff with the skills and qualifications needed for future opportunities within the organizations. So, ensuring fair and effective recruitment. It outlines legal requirements and best practices to promote fair and effective recruitment. So, um, the recruitment processes must be objective and avoid discrimination based on race, gender, religion, disability, and age. So, employers are legally responsible for preventing discrimination throughout the recruitment and selection process. There are some highlights and some legal considerations. Bona fide occupational qualifications, or the BFOQs. So these are qualifications that are genuinely necessary to perform the job in the question. So, for example, a requirement for a commercial driver license for a truck driver position would be considered a BFOQ. Reasonable adjustments. So employers should also consider making adjustment to the recruitment process to accommodate candidates with disabilities. So this could involve providing interview materials in alternative formats or allowing for extra time during interview. And also it emphasizes some best practices to achieve fair and effective recruitment, the standardized processes. Developing a consistent and standardized recruitment process also helps ensures fairness for all applicants. Objective criteria, using clear and objective criteria throughout the selection process minimizes the risk of bias, and a balancing fairness and efficiency. So it acknowledged that there can be a tension between structured, fair processes and the flexibility needed to identify the best candidate for the job. And so we also have suggest navigating public sector recruitment. So tends to be more structured due to stricter legal requirements. Next is the private sector recruitment. It may allow for more flexibility in the selection process as long as it doesn't lead discrimination. And this emphasizes that both approaches can be fair, but the public sector method offers less room for claims of bias. However, increased bureaucracy associated with highly structured process may be commercially viable for private companies. So, in conclusion, this emphasizes that legal compliance and fairness are crucial in recruitment. Organizations should strive to balance structured processes with the flexibility needed to find the best person for the job. Defining recruitment requirements. So it highlights the importance of clearly defining recruitment needs before launching a recruitment campaign. Um, so this shows that defining recruitment um, requirements involve several key steps. So identify the need. So this involves understanding why a new hire is needed. And is it for a new position or a replacement for a departing employee? Or what are the goals and objectives of the new role? Next is the job description. So develop a clear and concise job description outlining the duties, responsibilities, and qualification required for the position. Next is the person specification. So this goes beyond the description, job description, and details the desired skills, experience, knowledge, and attributes needed for the ideal candidate. So why is this important? So clearly defined recruitment needed are very essential for several reasons. So attract qualified candidates. So a well-defined job description and a person specifications help attract candidates who are good fit for the role and the organization. And it also effective selection process. So clear requirements guide the selection process by ensuring that candidates that are assessed based on their suitability for the specific needs of the job. And also efficient use of resources. So focusing on the right kind of candidates from the outset saves time and also the resources during the recruitment process. And uh, so some highlights the challenges that can arise from a lack of clear recruitment requirements is like wasting time and resources. So attracting a large pool of unqualified candidates lengthens the selection process and increases the cost. A poor hiring decision. So hiring someone who doesn't meet the requirements can negatively impact productivity and team morale and also the lead to turnover. So you have to getting it right from the start. So investing time and effort in defining recruitment needs upfront leads to a more efficient and effective recruitment process. So by attracting qualified candidates and making well-informed hiring decisions, organization can boost their chances of hiring the right persons for the job. So involving key stakeholders such as the hiring manager or line manager in defining recruitment requirements can ensure also a well-rounded understanding of the needs of this position. And conducting a job analysis again can provide valuable data inform the development of the job description and person specification. So defining recruitment requirements. Um, Person specification. So records the ideal candidate's qualities, skills, knowledge, attitudes, experience, education, and personal qualities, and prioritize into essential and desirable characteristics, and ensures fair and effective assessment of applicants against job requirements. So we have here person specification, payroll administrator grade 4. It's like a flow chart. So we have here essential. So for skills, knowledge, and attitudes, we have numerate, accurate, team worker, trustworthy, and works well to a deadline. We also have indesirable, motivated by repeated routine or task. Also, the experience must have a minimum of 1 year experience in an office environment, working with the computers and also entering a processing data. For desirable, it's experience in a payroll accounts or HR environment. For education and training, a good standard of education, including GCSE or equivalent in maths and English. For desirable, it's like training and qualification on tax systems. And for personal qualities, we have polite, helpful, able to relate to people at all levels, articulate, and also patient. So now this, let's explore how companies advertise job openings to attract the best candidates. So imagine this recruitment wheel where different advertising methods are categorized by who they target and how much they cost. So um, for national press, it's expensive. It's a broad reach, so good for senior roles and specialized skills with few candidates. And local press, it's affordable, reaches local talent pool for entry level jobs or those requiring local knowledge. And online advertising, it's versatile, cost effective. It can be tailored to reach specific audiences on various platforms, and it takes time to manage effectively. And professional journals, it's targeted, it's limited reach, so ideal for specialized rules where industry publications are read by potential candidates. And we also have employment agencies, specialize, it's expensive, it's useful for niche roles or temporary needs. So agencies have pre-qualified candidates but can be costly. So internal advertising, it's cost effective in its limited pool. It encourages employee morale and promotes internal mobility, but it limits the candidate pool. So choosing the right methods, the best method depends on the specific job requirements, who you are targeting to reach or target audience, and also your budget and the recruitment will it helps visualize cost and target audience for each method. So by considering these factors, HR professionals can choose the best advertising channels to attract qualified candidates. So this slide highlights that recruiting a high performing candidates requires a well-defined process because top candidates are often happy in their current roles and less likely to consider new opportunities. So, in HR's role, human resources or HR plays a critical role in attracting potential candidates by marketing the organization. So, this can be done through employer branding initiatives that showcase the company culture and work environment. Next is the recruitment technique. So, this mentions that is no one size fits and all approach to recruitment. So, organizations should use a mix of techniques depending on their needs and budget. So, online recruitment is gaining favor due to its effectiveness and affordability. So, this concludes by stating that HR professionals can continually refine their recruitment strategies to reduce cost and improve the quality of hires. So this can be achieved by using data-driven approach to identify which method are most effective at attracting top talent. So it also mentions that competencies frameworks are being used instead of traditional job descriptions. So competencies define the behaviors required for success of a required for a success in a job. So organizations that can seen as attractive employers tend to attract a higher caliber of applicants. So This can reduce recruitment time and cost. So, employer branding and recruitment advertising. So, employer branding, it's similar to marketing products. Employer branding promotes the organization to current and potential employees. It also defines the organization's distinctive attributes, promise a unique employment experience, and appeals to individuals who thrive in its culture. So, employer branding is central to employee engagement and attracting talented employees or applicants. So, recruitment advertising. There has been a shift towards online recruitment advertising. It's replacing traditional methods like newspapers and trade journals. So, widely used websites include Monsters and Total Jobs, along with regional and specialist platforms. And online advertising offers a efficiency, job alerts, career advice, and advanced employer branding options. And the economic downturn has accelerated the use of online recruitment advertising as an organization seek cheaper alternative amidst to cost pressures. So now this slide emphasizes that acknowledging all applications and sending detailed information packages to shortlisted candidates is a good practice. Application forms and CVs are two most common methods for collecting applicant information. And like application forms gather information in a standardized format, making it easier to compare candidates. So they are also useful for gathering specific details relevant to the job. So CVs or resumes provided a broader picture of an applicant's skills and experience. So they're often preferred for senior positions where a wider range of experience is desirable. And also social networking sites like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter are becoming increasingly popular for recruitment purposes. However, only a small percentage of employers use them due to concerns about the informal nature of the platforms and the risk of encountering inappropriate content. So organizations need to establish clear shortlisting and assessment process to ensure they select the best possible candidates. And this may involve using scoring system to rank applicants based on their qualification and experience, and also assessing candidates. So once applications have been shortlisted, a battery of assessment may be used to evaluate a candidate's suitability for the job. So this may include psychometric tests. It designs to assess a candidate personality, abilities, and aptitudes. So interviews, it provide an opportunity to assess candidates' soft skills, communications abilities, and their fit within the organization and culture. So this slide highlights the importance of using holistic approach to candidate assessment, and this means that considering a candidate's entire skill set and experience rather than just focusing on their qualification. So it's very important to remember that professional judgment based on experience plays a very crucial role in making the right hiring decisions. Finally, this also mentions that some employers may conduct background checks, including criminal record checks, reference checks, and eligibility to work in the country. So these checks should be applied consistently and fairly to avoid indirect discrimination. Next is understanding productive validity in recruitment. So this defines productive validity as the extent to which selection method, like a test or assessment, so can predict a candidate's future job's performance. So significance. So it helps assess whether candidates who score well on assessment performs better on the job. So it allows organizations to make informed hiring decisions by differentiating between qualified candidates. Next is the challenges. HR professionals may not adopt research finding due to various reasons, including presentations or misconceptions about the data. So, structured selection processes, which rely on objective criteria, may be overlooked in favor of subjective judgments. So, like a gut instinct or a chemistry. So, next, the research insight. So, studies by Rhines in 2004 and O'Leary in 2002 found that statistical relationships between assessment instruments and job performance. So, this emphasizes that some assessment tools may have lower validity scores, highlighting that need for more careful selection for these tools considerations. Um, so Next is the consideration. So it's contextual factors such as interviewers' skill and experience can influence the overall effective and effectiveness of assessments. So the way assessment instruments are used and integrated with the judgment of decision makers is very important. And so overall, this highlights that predictive validity is a key concept in recruitment and selection. So by using a data-driven approach and carefully selecting assessment tool, organization can improve the accuracy of their hiring decisions. So now, this table shows the correlation between the different assessment instruments and their ability to predict job performance. So, a high predictive validity, a work sample test is 0.54, cognitive ability test is 0.51, structured ability test is 0.51, a structured interview 0.51, job knowledge test is 0.48, and these assessment tools have statistically significant correlation with a candidate's future's performance on the job. And medium predictive validity, its assessment center result 0.37, biographical data it's 0.35, and these tools have a moderate correlation with the job performance. So low predictive validity, a reference check is 0.26, job experience is 0.18, and the training and experience is 0.11, and the years of education is 0.10, and the years the graphology is zero point 0.2, and the age is negative 0.01. So these tools have a weak correlation with the job performance and may not be very effective in predicting future success. Overall, this slide um, highlights that some assessment instruments are better predictors of job performance than others. Organizations should consider the predictive validity of a tool when selecting methods for recruitment and selection. So the selection interviews are a two-way process where both the interview and the candidate have the opportunity to assess each other. So most common method, competency-based interviews are the most widely used method. So they assess a candidate's skills and experience in relation to the specific requirement of the job, and then interviews following a CV or an application form are also common. So these interviews focus on the candidate's background and how it aligns with the job description. And structured panel interviews. These are interviews involve a panel of interviewers who ask all candidates the same questions. So this helps to ensure a fair and consistent assessment process. Next is purpose. For employers, interviews allow employers to assess a candidate's attributes, provide insights into the role and organizations, and promote the benefits of joining the company. For candidates, Interviews give candidates the opportunity to demonstrate their suitability for the role, gather information about the role and organizations, and make an informed decision about accepting an offer. So benefits of a two-way process is when both the interviewer and the candidate can ask questions and share information. So it leads to a more positive interview experience. This can benefit both parties in the following ways. So employers can identify the most qualified candidates who are a good fit for the company culture. And candidates can learn more about the job and the organization to decide if it's a good fit for them. Next is the structuring the interview. So it emphasizes the importance of structuring the interview to ensure if it is the fair and effective. And here are some steps for structuring an interview. First is introduction. So it introduces everyone involved in the interview and explain the interview format. So this will help the candidate feel at ease. Next is structured questions. So use structured questions to assess the skills and experience required for the job. So this ensures all the candidates are asked the same questions and allow for a fair comparison. Next is the time for explanation. So it allocate time for the interviewer to explain the role and the organization and for the candidate to ask questions. So this two-way exchange of information is important for both parties. Interviewer training train interviewers to ensure they are effective and conduct interviews legally. So this includes avoiding bias questions and ensuring consistency in scoring. And next is the culture consideration. So it acknowledged that cultural norms around interviews can vary. So we have some points to consider varying interview formats. So interview formats and documents expectation can differ across countries. So be aware of these differences when conducting international recruitment. Next is the cultural differences. Cultural differences can influence what is included in the applications. So, such as qualifications, photographs, and personal information. So, be respectful of these differences and avoid indirect discrimination. The last one is by understanding and respecting cultural nuances, organization can ensure effective international recruitment. Applicant's perspective, a human centric approach. So it emphasizes the perceptions of fairness and justice throughout the recruitment and selection process can significantly impact applicant experience. The research suggests that these perceptions are especially tied to three areas. So we have distributive justice, fairness of the outcome, such as whether the selection process resulted in the most qualified person being offered the job. Next is the procedural justice, fairness of the procedures used to assess candidates. So this includes aspects like using clear and consistent criteria and providing timely communications. Next is the interactional justice. So being treated with respect, courtesy, and dignity throughout the process. So this includes providing clear explanations for decision and being receptive to candidates' questions. So positive applicant experience or organizations that prioritize applicant justice and fairness are more likely to attract a higher candidates, enhance their employer brand reputation, and improve the likelihood of receiving application from qualified candidates in the future. So, so this slide outlines two keys of key ways to ensure fair and just recruitment process. So, validate selection method. Using reliable assessment tools that are proven to predict job performance, structured interview, again, conducting interviews that follow a consistent format and use standardized questions. This reduces the risk of bias and ensures all the candidates are assessed on the same criteria. And by following these practices, organizations can create a positive applicant experience and improve the quality of their recruitment outcome. So we also have implications for managers and HR professionals. So this highlights the importance of considering the applicant's perspective throughout the recruitment and selection process. So when the applicants feel like they've been treated fairly and with respect, they're more likely to have a positive experience. So this outlines three factors that influence the applicant experience, like recognition of applicant as people, because applicants are human beings who are emotionally invested in the job search process. So treating them with respect and courtesy is very important throughout the recruitment process. And continuous evaluation. So applicants form their opinions about the organization um, throughout their interactions. So from there, initial applications to any interviews they attend. Uh, Employers branding. So in a competitive job market, talented candidates have multiple options. So a positive applicant experience can enhance an organization's employer brand reputation and make it more attractive place to work. And there is also a consequences of a negative applicant experience. So negative experience can have a number of consequences for an organizational, including reduced applicant pool. So highly qualified candidates may be discouraged from applying if they hear negative things about the recruitment process, and also it damages the employer brand. So a negative reputation can make it difficult to attract top talent in the future. It increased cost. A lengthy or poorly managed recruitment process can be expensive and time consuming. And there's also an important positive applicant experience by following human-centric approach to recruitment, organization can create a positive experience for applicants. So, attracting top talent. So, a positive applicant experience can help organizations attract the best and brightest candidates, and also improve employer brand. So, a strong employer brand reputation can make it easier to attract and retain top talent and reduce recruitment costs. It a well managed recruitment process can also be more efficient and cost effective. So, summary, key insights in recruitment and selection. So, recruitment and selections are very vital for managing an organization's human capital. It's complex process with strategic implication for the success of the organizations. And line managers and HR professionals need to work collaboratively to ensure effective recruitment and selection. And cost and benefits. Recruitment decisions involve significant costs, including advertising and personal expenses, as well as the ongoing cost of salaries and benefits. So, selecting and competent staff offers a long-term benefits, making it crucial to make informed decisions during the recruitment process. Then attracting applicants. Employer branding is an essential part of attracting potential candidates. So a strong employer brand highlights the organization, unique selling points, and create a positive perception of what it's like to work there. And the internet has become a major recruitment too. So, but traditional methods like job posting and network are still important. Selection methods. So selection methods or selection tools like interviews, tests, assessment exercises can help employers make informed decisions. So, but should not solely rely on these methods. So, involving case stakeholders throughout the recruitment process is important to gain well-rounded insights into the suitability of the candidates. Next is the subjectivity in decision making. So despite efforts to standardize recruitment process, there's still an element of subjectivity in decision making, especially during interviews. So this emphasizes that the goal should be to find the best person to match the job requirements rather than trying to fit a candidate into a predetermined mold. So, applicant perspective, understanding the applicant's perspective or experience throughout the recruitment process is crucial. So, a positive experience can enhance the organization's reputation while a negative can damage it. So, in conclusion, this concludes by emphasizing that effective recruitment and selection process are essential for organizational success. So these processes should consider cost, be strategically aligned with the organization's goals, involve relevant stakeholders, and prioritize positive applicant experience. And we have here the Midland Spring Company case study. So, Midland Spring Company is a manufacturing company founded in 1986 by David Wheeler. So, it is currently managed by David's daughter, Jenny, and her husband, Alan Johnston. So, the company manufactures springs for the engineering and automobile industries. And the challenges, the company faces several challenges, like production issues. So the company is struggling with old equipments, high maintenance costs, low flexibility, and quality concerns. And also the ISO 9000 standard application. The company needs to meet the ISO 9000 quality standards in order to secure new customers orders, and appointing a quality manager without an HR expertise. So the company initial decision making process involved appointing Chris Openshaw, who lacked of HR experience or expertise as a quality managers. So this appointment proved to be ineffective and hindered the company's progress towards ISO 9000 application. So the company realized that the importance of informed decision making in recruitment and involve key stakeholders such as training and skills council. So this led to a new, more rigorous approach to recruitment and selection. So the company conducted a job analysis to identify the requirements of any of the quality manager position. And this resulted in the creation of a job description and person specification, which is a detailed profile of the ideal candidate. So, collaboration with a recruitment consultant. The company collaborate with a recruitment consultant to ensure a comprehensive recruitment process. And so this case study highlights the importance of several key practices in recruitment and selection. So organizations should involve HR professionals or seek expert advice when making recruitment decision. And HR specialists can bring valuable knowledge and expertise to the recruitment process, and also the involving relevant stakeholders can ensure a well-rounded approach to candidate selection, and a well-defined recruitment process that considers the specific needs of the job is essential for hiring a qualified candidates. So by following these practices, organization can improve their chances of recruiting a high performing employees. So these are for further reading. These are the reference of this chapter. And thank you everyone for listening. In conclusion, effective recruitment and selection processes are essential for organizational success. So I hope this presentation provided valuable insights into this critical HR function.